Hello everybody, and we're here for a Dark Souls 3 lore series of reactions for VaatiVidya. Thank you all so much for coming in to check out my Dark Souls playthroughs over the last almost year or so. It's been really cool having all of these videos for this channel that's just been sitting there waiting for that moment when I'm finished with the game. So now we're going to get all the details, all the lore clarified and everything here. And this is just one of quite a few. So, yeah. Thank y'all in the community for setting up this playlist here.
Indeed, the game speaks of 3 Lords of Cinder who have already linked the fire, and they're being resurrected as a last resort to link it once again.
Right.
In the opening cutscene, you saw them. Aldrich, Saint of the Deep, Yorm the Giant, and Farron's Abyss Watchers. Each of these lords once had an age of their own, and the remnants...
Dude, I'm so excited to learn more about Yorm. Yorm seems like one of the ones that just, you just breeze past him in the game. The Abyss Watchers, it's almost inherent in their names as to, what their whole thing is. And then Aldrich, that's a whole other thing. But Yorm just seems like, wait, a giant? What? And, in Dark Souls 3? What? Dark Souls 2? References? What?
For example, Aldrich is linked to these bosses and their stories.
Right.
The Abyss Watchers are linked here, and those in Lothric are conjoined here.
Cool.
For simplicity's sake, we're going to discuss these stories in 3 chunks.
I mean, this makes a lot of sense. You have basically everything to do with almost like people that would try to become gods here on the left side, and in the middle you have those that would deal with the abyss just in general, and on the right you have those would deal with dragons and more directly I would say with the lords, Lords of Lordran.
Eventually, the black eyes of the Pontiff transformed her into a beastly creature, her gauntlets fusing with her own hide.
Shit.
The fascinating thing about the dancer, though, is who she was before she became Sullivan's pet. It's a very popular theory that she is one of the 3 daughters of Guinevere who appear in-game.
Oh! Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, whoa. Wait. So, was I wrong about things being, a connection to, Gwyn directly in terms of, Gwyn having more kids? Or is it more like descendants of Gwyn through Gwyn's kids? Both. Oh, well, here we go.
Here's the evidence. Who Yorshka says wrongfully proclaimed himself pontiff. Even after...
This zone was one that I did not explore fully. I definitely did not explore this zone as much as I could have. Looking at it from above, I can definitely tell some areas where it's oh, yeah, I left some things unturned. You never met Yorshka. Yeah, I was hearing this name and I'm I have no idea who that is. Pontiff Sullivan is probably one of the most explicit villains in Dark Souls 3, and yet you missed one of the most interesting NPCs in Irithyll. Yeah, well, I can clearly see this tower right here that had a bonfire in it. Now I'm I have no idea how to get there.
The Dark Moon Knights
Whoa!
were once led by my elder brother, the Dark Sun Gwyn.
Whoa!
But he was stricken by illness, and leadership of the Knights fell to me. Then Sullivan wrongfully proclaimed himself pontiff and took me prisoner. Oh, where could my dear brother be?
Shit, this is huge!
So when I say that
how do we
Pontiff
miss
Sullivan
this?
took over Anor Londo from within, and along with this descent, presumably, was Aldrich, Saint of the Deep.
Mm-hmm.
A right and proper cleric, and they made him a Lord of Cinder, not for virtue, but for might.
You know what's crazy? Aldrich feels like foreshadowing of sorts for Gale. This is a weird way to look at it, but in a lot of ways Aldrich is a being that lost, gorged and gorged itself until it lost its humanity to the point that it became what it, what Aldrich, tried to stop, ultimately. So it's it's a cruel twist, but it's interesting in that I'm interested to learn about Gale and how how the story basically had Gale surpass where Aldrich basically delved into corruption and darkness. It's going to be interesting.
The Archdeacon's sin, as it's called, was to channel faith for sorcery, which transformed his staff from a symbol of religious authority into a catalyst of dark sorceries. The deacons...
Okay, so that's the lore explanation for why all those items would have intelligence-based, you know, miracle casting and stuff. That's really, like, kind of fucked. Ugh.
He saw beyond the age of fire to the age of deep waters and the coming age of the deep sea. Filled with new purpose, he knew what he had to do. He would devour the gods himself. When we get to the deacons of...
Yeah. Oh my god, this works perfectly. And then remember in the Ring City DLC, there's the whole Black Lake of goop and stuff that's tied to humanity, kinda. So, I mean, it's like pretty close. So yeah.
Of the deep, we expect to find Aldrich in
What?
his coffin, but
What is
he's already
happening?
left for his hoping that one day he would return. Aldrich left behind a small doll in his coffin.
I can't.
But Pontiff Sullivan, and MacDonald, like many
Wait.
other deacons, is obese.
Wait.
He's huge, and I see that as a legacy of Aldrich, who derived power.
What? Where is this? Where is this? Oh my god, another big thing I missed? Oh my god. So many things. Ah!
And indeed, their home in Farron might just be set above such a kingdom, for below are the catacombs of Carthus.
Oh shit!
And sealed within a goblet, deep
Oh
down in
shit,
the
was a king!
catacombs, is the encounter with High Lord Wolnir, a ruler who succumbed to the Abyss.
Oh shit,
Before
that's
succumbing
so
to the
cool!
Abyss, Wolnir was a conqueror. He ruled over the people
Yeah!
of Carthus of the Sands.
Yeah, it's a
formidable
total
warriors
kingdom
who were
down here.
masters of the
That's
curved sword,
legit.
and also of pyromancies that enhanced the effectiveness
Level
of their
design,
curved
y'all.
swords. In our boss fight with him, there is a darkness below Wolnir, and it's struggling to consume him. But Wolnir had his holy sword, and he had 3 armlets which he had stripped from the corpses of clerics, and these things gave him some semblance of comfort.
Nice. Almost a little reference there. But I love that. That's the idea. Like, he's also kind of slowly being devoured by the abyss, but it's almost like he's tethering himself. He's like, no, I'm staying here. I'm holding on. It's cool.
Of course, we destroy the bracelets, and the abyss finally
Consumes him. Yeah, he gets dragged backwards.
While he was in the
Oh,
abyss,
shit.
however, to gain access to the Abyss Watchers, you have to extinguish 3 flames. And I always wondered why this ritual existed. It felt
Because video game. But also, sure, Vaati, let's find out the lore for it.
very video gamey and out of place.
I mean, I love the fact that when you enter the Abyss Watchers area, the first cutscene shown is them killing each other. Such a perfect thing to like see, and I feel like it fits so well, having come probably just out of one of the worst zones in the game by it being, you know, another swamp zone. And you're just like, oh, let me get out of this madness. Then you see these guys, madness-wise, just killing each other. And you're like, oh, okay, yeah, cool.
The armor of the Abyss Watchers suggests their own eventual end. So the game is drawing a parallel here between Artorias and the Abyss Watchers. It's saying that the armor of the Abyss Watchers shows that they're falling to the abyss as well.
Yeah.
And here's the really interesting thing. When you look closely at their armor, you realize it has black tendrils of the abyss rising up. So the armor is showing us that they fell to the abyss. Probably. This theory isn't concrete, and no one should take it as such, but I think it's the best explanation for their infighting.
I mean, another thing that just works really well is you see the idea that, like, them being in proximity to this thing, this, you know, presence of the abyss, probably does, you know, a lot for that as well.
When you look up at them closely, though, closer than the game intends you to ever get, you'll see that they're flesh and bone, and they're almost bent backwards with a ribcage jutting outwards.
So they have a bipedal winged dealio here. Yeah, I don't know what they are, but they are But yeah, I like that we're getting this look at them, because they were probably one of the biggest what the fuck enemy things that I was like, oh, we have to fight one of these things, and it's like, nope. We'll fight the weapon of one of these things, essentially. But yeah, I guess it's a bit unwieldy of a creature to actually have a fight with, a hitbox and everything.
Now, their name is one of the biggest clues that we have, and the word pilgrim makes me think of the pilgrims of Londor who all died on their way to the peak of Lothric. And just like these pilgrims, these pilgrim butterflies fly upwards to the peak of Lothric as well. And in both these cases, with the pilgrims and the pilgrim butterflies, we have no real idea why either of them are going up.
No,
so perhaps we'll
but these
learn
are the
more
ones that
if
may
we
be
ever get
transformed.
Londor-themed DLC, and I think that's pretty likely. The Nameless King is referenced in the Faram armor set, which is this plate set that was named after a god of war. The mighty lion knights of Ferosa, worshippers of the war god Faram. The Faram set is blessed and named after a god of war, who is possibly the one emblazoned upon the helm as a knight facing a dragon. Also, both the Nameless King and the kingdom of Ferosa fell from power. So, hey, whatever you believe, this is a classic example of Souls leaving just enough clues that you can choose to believe or not choose to believe, so no one is provably right or wrong here.
Yeah, I like this aspect of Souls stuff as well, that the lore is not perfectly explained, and thus we can kind of, let a little bit of our own interpretation come in. I like the idea, though, of if he was struck from, history and stuff, that his name might have even been removed. Like, the idea of, Gwendolyn, Guinevere, that naming convention would have applied to the Nameless King as well, but that name might have been, struck from him as well. Like, he, no longer, maybe had even the ability to invoke it as, a thing, so he had to come up with a new name. And the idea of him having another name, like Faram or something, that's an interesting thing to think about.
A traitorous, mad pale drake whose twisted soul clearly lives on in Osiris, the consumed king.
Yeah.
Osiris was once king of Lothric, married to a queen who was revered as a goddess of fertility and bounty.
No way.
Much like Guinevere from Dark Souls 1, and as we know from the previous video, the Lothric line was obsessed with creating a worthy heir
no way.
the right of the linking of the fire.
Well, I will not give him up.
I always thought that the cradling of something that was not there was a part of Osiris's madness. Very much a callback to Seath as well, another dragon abomination that had gone mad in pursuit of knowledge. But yeah, I think they're implying that you guys are right, that actually that Ocelot was there, but I feel like I'm ready for a mindfuck right about now.
Dear little Ocelot, where have you gone? Are you hiding from me?
Yeah, this was the reason why that I thought that there was no baby here, and that the crying that we were hearing was more of a magical effect of his own madness, playing into our minds as well. Because if he was literally holding it, wouldn't he physically feel it? That's sad that maybe he doesn't. He's not able to tell that it's there, but I don't know.
Originally, Osiris resembles a father fighting to protect his child. But as he nears death, he seems to become increasingly frustrated with his crossbreed's lack of power.
Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh! I did not notice that! I did not notice that when I fought him. That's dark. Oh shit. There's a censored sound where you hear the baby screaming and being crushed.
Demons are a largely undeveloped part of the lore, and I really do wish that they were designed to be more than just brutish enemies, With the old Demon King, though, I liked it at the end of the fight. You might not have noticed, but if you keep him alive at around 10% health,
Wait.
in this desperate attempt to fend us off with one final effort, he releases all of his remaining energy. He fails, and then he stays panting on the ground indefinitely, unable even to lift his great hammer, and surrounded by the corpses of his kind. And he's the last piece of his race, just reduced to flimsily batting us away with one hand. That kind of scene where there's no cutscene, there's no break in the gameplay, and it still shows, an emotion, a feeling that it wants to convey. That's good game design.
That is really
I feel like
good,
it's lost
yeah.
on a lot of people, because most people will just finish this guy off in that last 10% of his health, but it's a powerful scene, and it's full of workers who are dedicated to the dissection and the burial of themselves. Because
Absolutely loved this zone. This zone, the fact that this zone was so early in the game, loved it. Loved it so much. All the verticality, this was just a quality zone. I don't know if it's anywhere close to being my favorite zone necessarily, but this is this makes Undead Burg look basic. And Undead Burg is like a masterclass in level design, I would say, for the original Dark Souls.
in this place, you find undead caged together, dissected, hung, and buried, but probably just rising from the dead all the same to begin the process over
Cramped
again.
and kept into these
Eventually,
cages,
creatures from the Cathedral of the Deep came to take advantage of this climate in the undead settlement. The evangelists, all women, came to enlighten inhabitants of the undead settlement and sent carriers on the path to sacrifice.
That is cool. I never made that connection. That they're essentially like offshoots of the deacons. That's cool. Yeah, this is me. I was the one male amongst them. Indeed, indeed. Sure.
So let's talk about what we find in the belly of the Great Wood. One thing we find is the Transposing Kiln, which is this artifact from Corland stitched
Oh, that's
with
right.
crystal lizard hide.
Before I was a Lord of Cinder, I was a student of
I am so excited. I am so excited to get to know this guy's lore. Like, this is one of my favorite concept NPCs. The fact that almost in a silly way, I didn't even notice that Ludlith was chilling there on his throne. And the main quest of the game is get these guys' asses into their thrones. And we only get the ashes of all the others because, video game, we have to kill the bosses, and we have to have 4 of them, of course. But the fact that Ludlith's just there, I'm so excited for lore about Ludlith.
Ludleth himself, for example, drops the Skull Ring, which was a wonder transposed from the soul of a soul feeder, a beast that insatiably absorbed soul.
What cold son of a bitch would kill Ludlith? Me? Oh, right. Huh.
To feed its own power. So when we transpose the curse
You're right.
soul, but Greyrat will. He risks it for us. Self-sacrifice.
Hey, yeah, you can just walk right through here. Nope, no issues.
But I don't think
I did it.
we're the only
It's fine.
reason he goes. Greyrat, the thief, a petty rat looking for an honorable escape.
Wait, is that his corpse? You can find it? Oh, shit. You're kidding me. We literally forgot about that place, NTF. I remember that place now. Ah! No! No! I love the idea, though, that unbreakable patches means with regards to his will and his resolve to continue on. That's the nature of video games, and that you struggle to overcome challenges that get more and more difficult as you go on. But the idea that in Dark Souls, which is, a reference in many ways to the Berserk, story, is something that struggling is like at the nature of the world itself. So
how? Well, we'll get to that in a video analyzing the princess and her roots in the movie
so much.
Angel's Egg. So subscribe if you're interested in that. But ignore the
Wait,
hows for
what?
now, and simply accept that she has this power.
An anime?
Evidenced by the pygmies that we find when we crush the egg.
Nice.
And
God.
Many of us are by the fire, forsaken. I speak of mankind.
a fact that's made abundantly clear to you as soon as you enter.
Right.
These ruined nights were once like you.